Welcome to the Stateroom tour of E723 Mini Suite on the Sapphire Princess. So this is on deck 8, Emerald deck, and it's on the starboard side of the ship towards the aft, the rear. So as a mini suite, it's got the main bedroom area and then it's got this additional living area. So taking a quick look from the entry door. So as usual, the muster station and emergency signal and information is on the back of the door. The muster station for this position on Emerald deck is just one flight down in Club Fusion. You can tell the age of the ship by a lot of the features such as the light switches and plugs. Now coming into the entry hallway, that little space there is probably handy to leave anything that you might need to grab on the way out. So a mirror over that, plus a full-length mirror on this side. And just opposite that is the typical Princess feature. It's the walk-in wardrobe area, or the open wardrobe area. So no difference in the actual wardrobe feature on a mini suite. In terms of the shelving unit, it is, I think, a little bit bigger than in the standard balcony cabins. And I think the fact that the safe is deeper is probably just a symptom of the age of the ship, as opposed to it being anything to do with it being a mini suite. Moving on into the bathroom, and this is one of the most significant differences. Obviously the bathroom is significantly larger in size and it has a bath. Now incidentally, I did see on several older videos on YouTube that the shower head on several of the older ones, and I think possibly a video for this particular cabin, it was a static shower head. That's obviously been swapped out to the wand type, so it's probably better and more functional that way. After that, the rest of the features are pretty standard in terms of the older ships on Princess and similarly on the Royal class ships. Generally it's that sort of bathroom finish. Moving on then into the bedroom area, and as always the delight of a Princess stateroom is that lovely heavenly bed. I think that's the trademark name for it. Obviously, as always, it is the two beds pushed together, but there's a good mattress topper, so I expect it to be nice and comfortable. In terms of light switches and charging stations, obviously again this is part of a retrofitting. There are USB points on the bed, on the light switches either side of the bed. Now they are only the standard USB, they're not the USB-C, so probably in this day and age they're also becoming a little bit outdated. Moving on then to where I suppose it's the separation of the bedroom and the living space. In terms of information that is there, it's boarding day today, so it's the usual. The Princess patter is there, there's a guide to what's on board. My stateroom attendant knocked at the door a few moments ago to introduce himself and to leave his card. And there's also details based on my loyalty status of invites to the Captain's Circle Lounge and Circle Party. So opposite that, again, it's another kind of dividing feature, and again you can see the age of the ship in terms of that particular point there was obviously where there was a television previously plugged in, the old style very deep television sets. Down underneath, and yeah, there are a few things could do with some fixing in this cabin. There is the standard mini fridge. And over on the other side, again, there was obviously the position where the second television was to serve the living room area. Incidentally, they've both been swapped out for flat screen TVs, so there is one serving the bedroom area, and then the second is here serving the living space. So looking at the living space, it doesn't have any actual physical divider. Certainly on some of the newer Royal class ships, I know that they have curtains that can be pulled if there are two different parties or perhaps parents and children. This is still quite open, so probably not useful for adult sharing or whatever. In terms of the couch, that appears to be quite new. I would say it's been replaced relatively recently. I think it probably converts to a sofa bed. So as well as that, there's a coffee table, and then there is another seating position here. Moving out onto the balcony, and I'm pleasantly surprised at this. Now again, in terms of needing attention maintenance wise, I'm a bit iffy about this particular door handle, but nonetheless we'll go out. So really pleased to find that it's a lovely deep balcony. Generally on Princess ships, the balconies are quite shallow. Obviously many suites do have a little bit more of an advantage in terms of the larger balconies. Again, in terms of kind of finishes out here and so on, there's a lot that it's actually very much showing its age. Seating area, table and so on that could do with getting swapped out. The partitions between the cabins, there's kind of lots of markings on them and so on. Now one thing that I do particularly like is the fact that it's got this overhang, so it does make it really nice and private. I suspect it will provide good shelter in the event of a little bit of rain if you still want to enjoy being out on the balcony. So one final look back into the cabin. So it's a 7-day cruise, and you can check out the rest of the vlog series to see what I get up to. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel to follow along on this particular 7-day itinerary in the Mediterranean. Bye for now.